like to call the East Brandywine Township Board of Supervisors AM meeting this Thursday, July 3rd, 2025 to order. I want to remind everybody a recording device will be in use during the meeting. Let's open the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Public comment for agenda items. Rules for conduct of public meetings were established by Resolution 2001-08. The time allotted to each individual making a comment shall be 3 minutes unless otherwise set by the presiding officer. Additional public comment may be granted at the discretion of the presiding officer at the conclusion of the meeting. Is there any public comment? Seeing none, I'd like to move on to minutes. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of June 19th, 2025 Board of Supervisors meeting.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Treasurer's report, authorization to pay bills and approve payroll. I'll make a motion to approve the treasurer's report, authorize the payment of bills, and approve the payroll.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And under item 6, old business, permission to advertise timber ordinance. Mr. Revan.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Included in your packet is a Act 247 review letter sent to the township from Chester County Planning Commission dated June the 2nd. This is the second Act 247 review associated with the project to change the township's timber ordinance in response to an opinion of the State Attorney General's office. The reason that the second go-round with 247 review was necessary is because the plan to amend the timber ordinance to mirror the Penn State Extension Office's model ordinance initially was described as a subsection of our zoning code, and based on the first 247 review, we've migrated that to be a standalone section of the township's code. This agenda or this 247 letter and the draft language was presented to the Planning Commission at their June meeting. And I will say there has been no changes to the redlined code that is after the 247 letter in the packet. This morning, I'm asking the board's permission to advertise this for adoption as an ordinance at your July 17th meeting.
I'll make a motion to grant permission to advertise the timber ordinance.
And I'll second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
If I may, it may not be possible to be on the 17th agenda because this is technically an amendment to the zoning ordinance, and we have to advertise it for 2 consecutive weeks, and we won't have time to do that by the 17th. So it may have to be deferred to your August AM meeting.
That's the Verizon?
No,
No, the
that's
timber
this timber ordinance.
Oh, the timber
Because it
Tomorrow's
is,
a holiday.
Oh.
right. But I'll look at those dates. Off the top of my head, it doesn't look like we can do it because the second ad, well, I don't need to go into the details, but we might not be able to advertise at the time. So if not, we'll make it at the August meeting.
I don't remember the contents of the motion, but I think it was permission to advertise, and I don't remember the motion also containing the date.
So we'll
So,
just say at the...
as soon as possible.
Yes, as soon as possible, because it would either be the second supervisor meeting in July or the first in August.
All right, I amend my motion to read as soon as possible, or
Yeah, that's fine.
we give permission to advertise the timber ordinance as soon as possible.
And I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
New business, Verizon franchise agreement update.
As you may recall, East Brandywine Township has joined with many other municipalities in Chester County through the Chester County Managers Consortium to engage the Cohen Law Group to negotiate with Verizon for a franchise agreement for the provision of cable services in the township. Cohen Law Group has advised that a public hearing at all participating municipalities should be done as part of that renewal. Included in your packet is an example of language to run in the paper to advertise that there would be a public hearing regarding the cable franchise renewal for Verizon. It invites citizens to attend and provide feedback to the board. Also included in your packet is some example commentary to be read by the chair at such a hearing to describe what we intend to accomplish at the hearing. So this morning, I'm asking permission to both advertise a public hearing and schedule a public hearing for the PM meeting in July. Unlike the last agenda item, which had rules related to the municipality's planning code, I know of no limitation of advance notice. Please correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Solicitor.
You are correct. We just need to advertise this once, and we will have time to do that.
So I'm respectfully asking the board to give staff permission to run this advertisement and to add to your agenda in July a hearing on franchise renewal.
All right, I make a motion that we hold a hearing, that'd be what, July 17th?
Yes.
We hold a public hearing on July 17th regarding the Verizon franchise fee agreement.
I'll second.
Am I okay, Solicitor, with that motion?
You are. Thank you.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We have, next is subdivision and zoning applications. I see none. Next, we have ordinance and resolutions for consideration. Under 9A, we have Resolution 11 of 2025, recording of conservation easement of 141 Crawford Road. Mr. Rev.
Thank you. I would just briefly unsolicited report that at a meeting last night, the Planning Commission voted to recommend conditional final plan approval for a two-lot subdivision on Reed's Road. So that will be on your agenda for July. Can't turn those around overnight, but there is a recommendation for a land development that will appear on your next agenda. As it relates to the ordinances, included in your packet is we did not repeat all of the attachments because there has been no change from the last two times this appeared on the packet. It is simply a resolution authorizing township staff to record an easement, conservation easement for 141 Crawford
Remember
Road.
this time. Does it matter?
Yeah, we'll strike it.
So,
All
please.
right. Before we get into the discussion and voting, the draft or the resolution we have up here that if approved to be signed does not reflect the position of the current supervisors. Is that
So we can strike.
Is that a
vice
problem?
chairman and member?
Kyle is a member, not a
Yeah, we
vice
can-
chair?
Yeah, sure, we can fix that. No problem.
So it doesn't interfere or hold
No.
anything up? Okay.
That was my fault.
All right, I'll make a motion to adopt Resolution 11 of 2025, the recording of the conservation easement for 141 Crawford Road.
And I'll second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Staff will revise the resolution before distributing it for signatures. So please do not execute the copy in your folder.
Public comment on non-agenda items. Is there any public comment on non-agenda items? Notices. There have been no executive sessions have been held. Probably should say since between the last supervisor meeting and this meeting.
Correct. We announced the interviews for the position of Assistant
In the
Township
last
Manager
meeting.
at the last meeting.
Correct. A motion for adjournment.
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everybody.